Yep,
Rest.
yep, I've documented the roll call.
First order of business, we need approval of the agenda.
Move to approve.
I'll second it.
All right. Can you hear me?
You're coming
Yeah.
in.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Next, we need the approval of the minutes from the October 18th meeting.
Move to approve.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. That is approved. All right, regular business. First appeal of Jonathan Thompson requesting to move to 1740 Newberry Avenue, apartment 4.
Full disclosure, Jonathan, was a customer of mine. I feel like I can be impartial.
Okay. All right, Jonathan, it looks like we have you on video.
Okay.
All right, first off, would you like to tell us about your offense? But please do not use any victims' names or relation to you.
Yeah. So it was a second-degree sexual assault of a minor. She was 13 and I was at a party and we had sex. And I mean, I got her. It was just at the party and then I left and never seen her again. Didn't know anything. Didn't know that she got pregnant until somebody contacted me about it. And yeah, I mean, that's the gist of it.
And I'm sorry, you're breaking up a little. Maybe I missed it. How did the police become involved?
When she got pregnant, she told her parents and they found me on Facebook and contacted me.
All right. And I'm sorry, Commander, Detective, Opperman. Lieutenant, sorry. Does that appear to be consistent with what the criminal complaint says?
Yeah, I mean, lacking detail, this occurred in the village of Swamico, so it would have been outside the city, but his statement is accurate.
All right. Does the board have any questions?
No.
None.
All right, Jonathan, next we will talk about treatment. This can be done in open session or we can close session. It's up to you.
We can do it right here.
Okay. Why don't you tell us about any treatment that you've had and when you completed it?
So I didn't, while I was in prison, and for the main reason was I just didn't want to be put on a label as a sex offender in the joint. I know that's a terrible excuse, but I mean, you do get treated differently, and I was just planning on taking it when I got out. And so I've just been talking to my agent. She actually put in a referral already for the treatment and evaluation. So we're just waiting on that. I just see my PO today, actually. But my first thing when I got out of prison, I just got out in August, was to get a job. And then I got a job at American Foods. And so now I'm just, I'm trying to get this place. And take my treatment.
All right, does the board have any questions?
So, John, you never had any sex offender treatment at all?
No, I never did.
You're signed up for, or you're gonna be referred for sex offender treatment now?
My PO put in a referral, sex offender treatment and evaluation.
You know who with?
So no, I don't know. I don't know.
Do you know how long it's going to take?
That was about a month ago, so I'm not sure. But like I said, I talked to her today about it, and I know this is one of the questions that you were gonna ask. And so she just wrote it down on a piece of paper that's, to tell you that she put in her or in the referral, so in the evaluation, so to determine what kind of treatment I need.
John, were drugs and alcohol or anything like that involved in your crimes?
Yeah, I was on a pretty bad at that point in my life, I was just partying and drinking a lot, and so that was a big factor. And obviously, it's not an excuse, but I had a problem with alcohol. It wasn't when I went to prison. They didn't give me AODA, but I asked for it. When I got dodged, they asked me if I wanted any other treatment, and I said I would like to take AODA. So I'm also want to take AODA too. I don't have a problem with alcohol now. I don't like any help at all. So
You're clean and sober today?
yeah, clean and sober. Because when I was staying at the TLP when I first got out, and they piss test you every week, so I never dropped dirty once. Yeah, no, I don't drink, I don't smoke.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the board?
None here.
I'm done.
Jonathan, do you have anybody here that wants to speak on your behalf?
No, I don't.
All right, would the board like to have a discussion, or would somebody like to make a motion?
I'm not happy that he hasn't had treatment. I don't know why the correction system continuously sends us people that haven't gotten treatment in prison. It's been years and years. That said, there have been steps taken to get the sex offender treatment done, so I would move to approve address specific.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, Jonathan, you have been approved to move to 1740 Dewberry Avenue, apartment 4. If you do move from that address within the city limits of Green Bay, you will need to come back before us. Do you understand that? I think we lost Jonathan.
I'm up on the screen. You there, John?
Dominique, do you show more than one incident? I had the one that he talked about, but there was a previous one in Shawano County.
Yeah, we're aware of it. It's on our paperwork.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. All right, Jonathan, did you hear what I said?
Gone. Oh, there he is.
I said you have been approved to move to 1740 Newberry Avenue, apartment 4. If you do move within the city of Green Bay limits, you will have to come back before us. Do you understand? You're on mute.
Oh yeah, I understand. Thank you.
Good luck, John.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right, you're welcome. All right, next we have the appeal of Manuel Algerin? Requesting to move to 426 South Jefferson Street, apartment 6. Manuel, you can come up to the table if you're there.
Still waiting on the translator.
Yeah, so I just checked the hallway, there's no one there yet.
I'm gonna go to 3.
So we can either wait for the translator or we can move on to the third appeal and then come back to Mr. Algerian.
Do we need a motion for that?
Yeah, we would need to have a motion to rearrange the agenda.
I make a motion to rearrange the agenda to take,
Oh, actually,
never mind.
Easier.
yep.
Never mind my motion.
You can come up.
Yes.
Yes,
podemos
yeah.
adelantar, ¿cómo está? Okay. Aquí, here,
Yes.
yes.
Manuel,
All right.
what we need you to do is talk to us about your offense, but please do not use the name of any victims or their relation to you.
Bueno, lo que queremos que haga entonces que hable acerca de la ofensa, pero no queremos que dé los nombres de la víctima, ¿ok?
Eso fue en enero 17, yo le hice un cumpleaños a mi hija que cumplía 4 añitos.
That happened back in January 17, but that was my daughter's birthday. She was 4.
Eso fue en el 2014.
That was back in 2014.
Fue una amiga de ella, de mi hija, era más mayorcita que ella, de 8 años.
So it was a friend a little older than my daughter. She was 8 years of age.
Fueron 2 niñas más,
2 other girls.
fueron 3 niños también,
They also were there, 3 boys.
porque yo tengo un hijo también de 17 años.
Because I do have a boy, a son, 17-year-old.
Ahora tiene 17 años, pero para aquel tiempo
He's 17 now, but back then was
para el 2014 tenía 7 años.
he was 7 back then. Yeah.
Ok, las otras 2 niñas se fueron.
So the other 2 girls left.
Como a las 7:30 yo decidí cantar el cumpleaños a mi hija.
About 7:30, I decided to sing the happy birthday to my daughter.
Para ese tiempo yo todavía sigo tomando las pastillas de la depresión.
¿Cómo?
Pastillas de depresión.
Estaba tomando medicación en ese
Sí.
momento. Back then I was taking medication for depression.
So, yo le dije a mi niño y a mi hija que me iba a tomar mi medicación y me iba a acostar, pero que iba a dejar la puerta abierta.
So I told my daughter and my son that I was going to take the medications and I'm going to go to my room, but I'm going to leave the door open
Por si acaso, en caso de un fuego.
in case it's a fire or something.
Okay. Cuando yo me acosté, antes de acostarme, yo le dije a mis niños que le dijera a la niña que cuando ya dejara de jugar que se fuera, pero
Before I lay down, I told my kids to let the little girl know that when they finish playing, she can leave.
ya, cuando yo estoy acostado, que me levanté como a las 11 de la noche,
So I went to lay down, then I got up about 11 p.m.
Mi hija estaba durmiendo en mi cama y la niña estaba durmiendo en el lado donde duerme mi esposa, porque mi esposa para ese tiempo estaba presa.
So I saw my daughter was laying down on one side and the little girl in the other side with my wife usually used to lay down. At that time, my wife was in prison.
Supuestamente, pues, pasó que yo, pues, no me pude controlar y la toqué por encima del pantalón.
So, and what happened is that I couldn't control myself and I touched her on top of the clothes.
Para mí eso fue un error grandísimo, en verdad.
And truly, that was a huge mistake on my part.
Esa niña yo la quería como si fuera mi hija, porque yo tengo una hija también.
So I love that girl like my daughter, because I do have a daughter too.
Y eso a mí, me destrozó la vida igual que a la niña.
And that, destroyed my life. Same thing to the girl.
Yo ahora mismo, antes de seguir hablando, yo quiero pedir una disculpa bien grande al Estado, a la familia de la niña y a la gente que está presente aquí, a usted.
So before I continue talking, I just want to apologize to the state, apologize to the girl, apologize to the people who's listening to this.
porque en verdad esto me ha traído a mí una consecuencia bien grande.
Because this has caused me big consequences.
Una consecuencia tan grande que de alguna manera yo he llegado a recapacitar
As-
y a pensar por el lado correcto, no por el lado mal.
So much so that this has to kind of make me turn around to think in the right way, not in a bad way.
Yo salí en el 2017 de la prisión y yo hice 3 años.
So I was in prison for 3 years, so I got out in 2017.
Yo hice un programa de 6 meses en la prisión de sex offender.
I went to the program for 6 months of sex offenders in prison.
Desde que yo salí de la prisión,
Okay, sorry to interrupt. We're gonna wait to go ahead and talk about your treatment.
Okay, lo siento de interrumpir. Vamos a hablar acerca del tratamiento, ¿ok?
How did the police get involved?
¿Cuándo se envolvió la policía?
a mí la policía me arrestó después de 2 meses,
¿De dónde
si
sé
no me
que
equivoco.
de salir?
No, que me arrestaron que cuando pasó el caso después.
Yeah, the police got involved 2 months after the incident happened.
They said when I said how.
¿Cómo la arrestaron? ¿Por qué?
Supuestamente porque la niña dijo en la escuela que yo la había tocado.
Because the girl tell somebody at school that I touched her.
Lieutenant, is that consistent with what the criminal complaint says?
Consistente con la denuncia.
He indicated that this had occurred in an area where his wife normally slept. This was actually in the living room, is our understanding, and the girls were laying next to each other on the floor. The rest of the story, except for
Sí.
pulling her pants down first and then pulling them back up, is accurate.
So que están preguntando a si la historia concuerda con lo que está en la denuncia. ¿Ok?
All right, thank you. Does any board members have any questions?
¿Nadie tiene alguna pregunta?
I don't have any others.
No tiene otra pregunta. None here.
Okay, Manuel, now we want to talk about your treatment. We can choose to do this in open, or we can choose to do it in a closed session.
Manuel, vamos a hablar acerca de su tratamiento. Ahora podemos escoger hacerlo privado, cerrado o público.
No sé, como quieran, o sea,
However you
a
want to
mí,
do
a
it.
mí lo que me faltan son menos de 4 meses para salir de la aprobación. O sea, yo he hecho todas las reglas que me
And I've been following it, complying with everything. I have 4 months left to go on
Desde que
probation.
yo salí, pues, no he hecho nada malo desde que
I
yo
haven't
salí.
done anything wrong since I left.
So stay in open session for the TV.
Okay. Vamos a estar a la sesión abierta entonces, okay?
Okay, so go ahead and tell us about any treatment, if any, that you've had.
Okay, cuéntenos acerca de los tratamientos que ha tenido, si es que ha tenido.
Bueno, yo tuve un tratamiento de drogas, o sea, tuve una pulsera, eso fue antes del caso que me pasó.
So I was under treatment for drugs. That
También
was
hice un
before
tratamiento de alcohol también,
I went through also for alcohol. I got treated for that.
pero yo, sin tener que mentir aquí, con mi corazón, yo digo que yo llevo ya 18 años limpio, fuera de droga. Yo no uso droga de ninguna clase, ¿sabes?
But I to tell you the truth, from my heart, it's been about 18 years that I've been clean. I don't use drugs and I don't
Ya, no, alcohol, no, nada.
no alcohol, nothing.
Good, okay.
Yo puedo decir que yo he hecho un esfuerzo bien grande por asimilar esto que me pasó, para que no me vuelva a pasar de nuevo en la vida y no volverlo a hacer más, jamás y nunca de nuevo.
What I can tell you is that I've been, I've been thinking about this and I've been making a huge effort for this not to happen again in my life. It has ruined my life.
Yo, los años que me quedan, quiero ser, una persona de bien, ya no ser más el mal, ¿sabes?
Yeah, the years that I have left in my life, I wanna be a good person. I wanna do good. I don't wanna do anything bad.
That's what I did.
That's what I am.
Does the board have any questions?
Una pregunta, gente.
None here.
All right, Manuel, do you have anybody there to speak on your behalf?
Manuel, ¿tiene alguna persona aquí que pueda hablar de usted aquí? De parte suya,
Um,
aquí.
aquí en Green Bay.
Aquí en Green Bay o aquí
In this room.
No,
en
aquí,
este
aquí
cuarto,
en
en este
Tigre,
cuarto.
no.
No,
Yo
no.
nada más tengo 2 hijos y mi ex mujer, yo no vivo con ella.
No,
Sí hablamos a veces por teléfono
No.
y hablo con mis hijos, yo tengo contacto con mis hijos, pero muy poco.
No, I just have two kids, and my ex-wife, and I got some contact over the phone with the kids,
Yo no tengo familia aquí de mi sangre, todo está en Puerto Rico.
So I don't have any blood family here. Everybody's in Puerto Rico.
All right, does the board have any more questions?
¿No
I do not.
preguntas? No.
I do.
Yo tengo una pregunta.
Where do you work?
¿Dónde trabaja?
Yo estoy deshabilitado hace ya 13 años. Yo vine aquí cuando tenía, creo que en el 87, cuando tenía unos 20 años por ahí, creo,
I'm in
a
disability.
trabajar aquí a los Estados Unidos.
I'm in disability right now. ¿Cuándo vino? ¿Cuánto hace que está deshabilitado?
13 años.
I've been in disability for 13 years. ¿Qué más dijo usted que vino acá? ¿Cuándo?
Yo vine bien jovencito aquí a trabajar porque nosotros éramos bien pobres.
We were very poor in Puerto Rico, so I came here when I was a young man to work.
Yo vine aquí a trabajar para ayudar a mi familia.
So
Eso
I came here
me rompe el corazón.
to work to help my family, and that's kind of break my heart when all this happened.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Mi
All
hermano,
right, any other questions?
¿Alguna pregunta?
None here.
All right, does anybody want to have a discussion or make a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to approve address specific.
Vamos a aprobar la dirección.
I'll second it.
All right,
¿Está de acuerdo?
okay, all in favor, say aye.
I
Todos favor,
Aye.
sí. Okay. Bien.
All right, Manuel, you have been approved to move to 426 South Jefferson Street, apartment 6.
Apartamento 6, okay.
Buena suerte.
Buena suerte.
And just know if you move within the city limits of Green Bay, you will have to come back before us.
Tiene que ser citado muy bien. Okay.
le decimos muchas gracias.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay.
Yo no puedo salir de aquí, tengo que ayudarme a salir.
No, listo, señor, okay.
All right, next we will hear the appeal of Randall Wolf requesting to move to 1002 East Walnut Street, apartment 3.
In the interest of full disclosure, Mr. Wolf was a client of mine for a few.
All right,
I feel like.
Is he working with Jack Peter?
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. I saw him, he was acting commissioner.
Okay.
Well, those are my guys. Thank you. Have a good day. Have a good day, bro.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
all right, Mr. Wolf, if you want to go ahead and tell us about your offense, and please do not use any victims' names or relation.
Okay. I want to thank you for allowing me this opportunity. And my offense was is I was using the Wi-Fi from my neighbor's house because I was an online student at college student. And my computer crashed and I couldn't get it fixed. And so I asked my neighbor to come over to fix it for me because I was in the middle of the semester and so he fixed it. And then he went back to his house and got a USB drive. Is that right? USB drive? Okay. Sometimes I get the letters mixed up. And he brought it back over to me and he told me that the instructions were on there in case my computer ever crashed again, that those instructions would fix my computer. I said, okay, well, that's great. Then I don't have to bother you with that. So, what happened was he was downloading child pornography on his computer. And they did a search warrant on his house. And then because I was using the Wi-Fi, they came over to my place. And they asked me a few questions and then they said that they were gonna get a search warrant and check my computer for child pornography. And what happened was later on, I got ahead of myself. Later on, I had taken that, after my computer was fixed, I took the USB drive and I plugged it into my computer and child pornography came up on it. I saw it, I pulled it out immediately and I didn't watch it and I didn't masturbate to it. And so they, when they came in to do the search warrant, they found it on my computer. So I was charged with child pornography at that time, or a year later, actually. I went to prison for it, but I don't know what else to say.
Right, Lieutenant, is that consistent with what is in the complaint and the police records?
Based off this, there were several exhibits pulled from his residence where he was charged with 10 counts of possession of child pornography.
All right, does the board have any questions?
So does that mean it wasn't just on his computer? Lieutenant?
I don't know if you heard you.
Lieutenant, does that mean that there was child pornography found other than on his computer?
This is a rather lengthy criminal complaint, so I would have to dig a lot more. You can give me about 5 minutes, I'll give you an answer.
All right, in the meantime, does the board have any questions?
None here.
All right, Randall, what we want to discuss next is any treatment that you received. We can do that in open session or we can close session to discuss your treatment.
Open's fine.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and tell us about any treatment, when you had it and where, whether it was in prison or since you've been out?
When I was in prison, they determined that I didn't need any sexual offense treatment. And so, but I am on a waiting list to to go through treatment at Dynamics Family Solutions Mental Health Clinic. And my PO is the one that signed me up for that. I'm on a waiting list and she's got the documentation here if you want to see it.
Does the board have any questions?
You know when that's supposed to start, Randall? You know when it's supposed to start? Your treatment?
It says January is they'll have spots open.
I have a question. Did you ever do any drug treatment plans?
No, because I went through, well, a long time ago I did. I went through 13, I've been sober for 13 years. I went through Bell and Health 13 years ago. I went through detox, the rehabilitation and the aftercare, and I've been sober ever since.
Okay, thank you.
Does the board have any other questions?
None here.
I do show items found on other exhibits than just the hard drive.
Can you tell us where they were found?
One lists here as a USB key. One was a 1 terabyte hard drive from the southwest bedroom. The USB key contained 33 videos of child pornography. It talks about obviously all the videos. And based off what I see here, those are the 2 items.
All right, thank you. Does the board have any questions based on that?
None here.
No.
I do have a question. Randall, are you allowed to use the computer unsupervised?
Yeah, yes, because I'm homeless and I'm working with the VA for a homeless program in order to, and I have a sheet here from Brown County VA. I don't know, he said it was in your packet paperwork, but I don't know if it was, so I got a copy of it. I'm working with them to find a place to live and, well, I'm sorry, what was your question again?
Whether or not you're allowed to have unsupervised
Yeah,
computer time.
yeah, to look for an apartment, I was allowed to, and then after a couple of months, they, my PO and allowed me to use it for, other things too. For, looking for a job or shopping at Amazon, things like that.
All right, Randall, do you have anybody here to speak on your behalf?
No, well, I've got just this sheet, paper from the Brown County VA, Joe. He, sent this paper over. He couldn't appear in person because he had a conflict in his schedule, so he sent this paper over.
There is a correction that is the 1 terabyte hard drive. The USB key is what we use to transfer the video, so he is correct on the 1 terabyte hard drive.
Okay, thank you. Does the board have any questions?
No.
None
All
here.
right, does the board want to have any discussion or does somebody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we accept the application for address specific.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, Randall, you have been approved to move to 1002 East Walnut Street, Apartment 3. If you do move within the city limits of Green Bay, you will have to come back before us. Do you understand?
Yes,
Okay. All right, thank you.
thank you very much.
Good luck, Mr. Wolf.
Thank you.
All right, last order of business is review with possible action on the revised Green Bay Sex Offender Residence Board Appeal Form. Lieutenant Opperman, if you want to sign off, thank you for your help today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
What was the change again?
We added the asterisk and then the address you wish to move to and made it a required information. But the appeal will not be considered complete without it.
Okay.
Is this the one about the having a specific address?
Yes.
And making that mandatory in order for the application be considered complete.
Need a motion?
Yep, we would need a motion to approve the form as suggested or presented by staff.
I make a motion to accept the Green Bay Sex Offender Residence Board appeal form as presented by staff today.
I'll second it.
Second. All right, all in favor, say aye.
I,
Aye. All right, motion's approved. Our next meeting is on December 20th, 2023 at 4 p.m. Does anybody want to make a motion for adjournment?
To adjourn.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
I.
All right. Whew, all right. I will see you guys next month. Have a good Thanksgiving, you guys.
You too.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Daylight saving crap.
I thought